Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Trash Talk with Lee, and you are for a special treat today. If you guys have wondered how I've looked so good on social media, who's made Lee so attractive and, just charismatic, well, I need to introduce you to Kynlie Massey of Massey Marketing. Just give you a quick backstory. When I started Red Clay, I was looking for someone to help me with my social media and my Google ads. My website, SEO optimization. I looked nationally. I interviewed some different companies that specialize in dumpster rentals nationally. Then I also looked locally, which is what I prefer is work locally, use local. And someone referred Kynlie to me. I met with her, and it's been one of the best decisions I've made in helping getting Red Clay started.
Thanks.
So Kynlie, if you would just introduce yourself. You know what I'm here to talk about. You're a young entrepreneur.
Yep.
And I love seeing that. I wish I would have started, in my own business back when I was your age.
Yeah.
So I think you got a fun story to share, and I'm hoping, some people can get inspired by it, stepping out there, doing your own thing. So, Kynlie, I'm going to take off in the truck, and I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. It's funny enough, my sister actually is the one that recommended whenever you had posted and what's going on in Dalton.
It was your sister?
Yeah, she sent it
Nice.
to me. She's like, you really need to reach out to this person. My family's been super encouraging.
That's awesome.
With starting my own business and stuff. So yeah, she's actually the one that sent it to me, and then I reached out to you. So
okay. Well, thank you to your sister.
Yeah, shout out Madison. Thanks. So like Lee said, my name's Kynlie Massey. I own Massey Marketing Services, which is a digital advertising agency. We do everything from meta ads, Google ads, content creation, social media, maintenance, website creation, and website maintenance. Anything that really falls under digital, I take care of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I started the company officially back in March. March was my first month. And I met you soon after. So.
Was I one of your first clients?
Yeah, you were. You were number 3. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you were.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks for believing in me. So yeah, I think you were my 3rd.
That's awesome. Well, I started my business in March, so I officially launched March 17th.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
I started working on it back in January, I believe.
Okay.
Started working on some things behind the scenes. I was actually with another marketing firm. At the time in Chattanooga. And so I had kind of decided, I think I want to step out on my own. What's it going to take? Lots of Googling and figuring out how to start your own business. Thank God for Google. And so, officially, I think it was March 1st.
Okay. Well, so take us back. You graduate high school. You're ready to attack the world. So what was that journey?
So I went to Northwest High School. Dalton native, go Bruins! So I graduated high school. I originally went to UTC.
Okay.
When I went to UTC, I was a major in physical therapy.
Okay.
That was
nice.
kind of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Have no idea why. It wasn't what I was passionate about. I was like, well, we're just going to pick something.
I think so many people go into college doing that same thing. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just picked something.
Yeah. No, literally at orientation, they were like, these are 10 different things that you can choose. Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, we'll just go with that one. That one sounds great.
Physical therapy.
Had no idea what it looked like. But yeah, so I started there. I did a semester there. And after a semester, I was like, I had a lot of family stuff going on. And I was like, I just want to move back home. I want to come back. So I went to Dalton State.
Nice.
Where I went to school for supply chain management.
I spent 12 and a half years in supply chain.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I did like it. It gave me a lot of when I first started my first semester in supply chain, learned a lot about transfer trucks and how the whole system works and certain days of the week and all this stuff. So having that knowledge was good, but I was like, yeah, I don't think I could do this. I
don't see you in transportation management.
No, not at all.
I've ran warehouses and distribution centers and inbound, outbounds, and all that stuff. Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, I'm just going to do something business. My mom has always worked corporately, so I was like, I want to do something business-y, I guess.
Okay.
So then I went into management.
Nice.
Did not love that at all. The classes were not fun. And not everything's going to be fun in college, but the classes were brutal. I didn't enjoy it. Where I found marketing next,
Okay.
and that's where I ended up. That's what resonated with me, and what I found that I enjoyed doing.
What about, was there a certain aspect of marketing that you were drawn to more, or what made you drawn to it?
So the content creation portion of it.
Okay.
So when I first got into my bachelor's program is when COVID was going on,
Yep.
and everything shut down, everything was online, and like TikTok blew up. Like
Right.
TikTok was already on the upcome, it blew up, and just seeing people be able to like create content and like have the digital footprint aspect of everything. I was like, wow, I think I could actually do that.
Were you doing TikTok dances?
Unfortunately, yeah, just like that, actually. Yeah, no, I was like, I'm gonna get famous. That's what I'm gonna do.
My daughter's gonna kill me.
No, but I was doing TikTok dances. I just genuinely like social media.
Yeah, it's fun.
And yeah, it is. And
it's like anything else, right?
Yeah.
If used appropriately, it's a fun tool.
yes, exactly. But no, yeah, being at home during COVID and just constantly on social media, I was like, I wish I could find a job where I can just play on social media all day.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Turns out that's a degree. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
what I went for. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I did marketing, graduated from Dalton State in December of 2023.
Okay, nice.
Was my official graduation date. It was supposed to be 2022. But I pushed it back to do a study abroad, and
Oh, where'd you go? That sounds fun.
yeah, London. Yeah,
That sounds terrible.
it listen, it was a good experience. I love to travel, but I can't say that I would go back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got my feel for it. I was there for almost 2 months.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was a summer semester. So, but yeah, I came home, got an internship, worked at my internship for I think right at 2 years,
Okay.
which is a lot longer than the internship usually is. It's
Sure.
usually like a semester or a year. But I found out when you take an internship, you don't have to pay for classes.
Oh,
So I kind of extended that a little
Yeah.
bit longer so that I wouldn't have to pay for classes.
that's genius.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You don't have to pay for it. I think there's like a small like online fee, but no, you don't have to pay for classes. And
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
that's what really, I was like, yeah, I'll just stay there. It was an unpaid internship, but it ended up paying off because after I graduated, the company hired me full-time project managing.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I learned to do everything that I do now.
Nice.
And yeah, so I think in total, I worked there for about 2.5 years and kind of gained all the information
Right.
that I needed before I decided that I was going to do it on my own. So
Okay. That's awesome. So take me through that process of deciding, like, you want to do it on your own. Was there something that happened? Was there a catalyst, or was it always there and you just needed to be ready?
No, I can't say that there was ever a time that I was like, I'm going to start my own company. Like,
Okay.
that's what I want to do.
Right.
I really liked the idea of like corporate life, I guess, and like
Yeah.
working in an office. But then the older I got, I was like, wow, if you're working in an office all the time, then you don't get to scroll on social media. So
I mean, you can.
you can, but your boss might not be too excited about that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that I got to a point with my old company where there was really no advancement. Like once you're the tiers of like moving up and stuff, once you get to the position of being a project manager, there's really no advancement.
Got it.
So I think after I realized that, I was like, okay, well maybe like I want to apply other places and like do the same thing, but like somewhere else where I can like work my way up, make more money.
Sure.
So I applied for a couple of places, but nothing really like stuck out to me as like, hey, I want to do this, because everybody wants to enjoy their job.
Right.
And so nothing really resonated with me. So I went through a whole process of a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
Praying to the Lord, like, hey, like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
And so after
I've prayed that prayer so many times.
Yeah.
I'm still praying it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right. Same. Like, please, Lord, show me the next steps. But yeah, after a lot of prayer and feeling like that's what the Lord was calling me to do, was to start my own thing.
Yeah.
And lots of conversations with friends and family, I decided, all right, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I enjoy to do. So
That's
just
awesome.
go do it.
I'm so happy you had the support of friends and family, because that's
yeah.
when you take that kind of leap, you have to have that support.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's scary. I mean, I've only been in business like 2.5, 3 months or so, and like the days that my phone doesn't ring, like there's like a lump in my stomach.
Yeah.
But I pray through it, and it's okay.
Yeah, Lord's gonna provide.
So that's awesome for you. So yeah, I know you mentioned you started January, you went in March. Like for those people at home, one of the things that I always that I'm fascinated with is most people, they see an entrepreneur, a business owner, and they think, oh, it just happened one day.
Yeah.
They don't realize the behind the scenes to really get ready. So what was your behind the scenes like?
Like I mentioned a little bit before, a lot of Googling, a lot of YouTube videos finding out, okay, like what do I need to apply for? What licensings do I need?
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this? So a lot of prep work just was teaching myself. I already knew how to do the job because of the job that I worked for before,
Right.
but I obviously didn't know how to get those licensings and apply for all that stuff. So, yeah, no, it just really, truly looks like a lot of Googling, reading, teaching, learning. But I will say the more knowledge you have, the better off you are, because
Right. Absolutely.
it eventually led me to be able to, I got approved for everything, and then I was good to go. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what has there been, since you've been going, it's only been a few months, obviously.
Yeah.
But has there been one of those days you're like, man, maybe I made a mistake and I need to, look back?
Yes. I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. So there's been a lot of moments where I'm like, okay, maybe this wasn't meant to be. Maybe I shouldn't do this. That can come as something as small as like a typing error, and like something gets posted.
Are you talking about me?
Something gets posted and it has something spelt wrong, and I'm like, why didn't I auto check that? Like, why did Grammarly not pick that up? Why didn't Siri pick that up? So moments like that, I'm like, well, I'm a failure. Let's just scratch it all and go again.
No, I appreciate you're open to the feedback, because I think I pointed out a couple of like, I think this is misspelled or whatever. But look, I will be honest with you, mistakes are going to happen.
Yeah.
I've made mistakes delivering dumpsters that people don't know about because I fixed them and moved on. I'm not going to tell anybody because they'll just give me heck about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's definitely those little moments, but I try to remind myself, okay, well, more than half of everything gets executed perfectly. So
yeah.
It's not in those moments where I'm like, I should just scratch the whole thing and go do something else. So I tend to beat myself up about the little moments. But no, other than that, I don't really think there's like been a time where I was like, okay, I should just go do something else. Like, I don't know. There's been moments, obviously everybody has those moments, but I genuinely, like, I enjoy what I do. And I think every day is a new opportunity to meet new people and try something else. So that's another thing. None of my clients are the same.
Yeah.
So every day truly is something new.
So how many clients are you up to now?
So I have 10 retainer clients at the moment.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have a couple of clients where they're kind of like one-offs, like a branding package or like business cards or like something like that. So I've had a couple of those this month.
Oh, so you design business cards too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So anything, that falls under my digital marketing is branding.
Got it.
So yeah, I actually just finished up some business cards yesterday for a company in Chattanooga. So
that's awesome.
Super exciting.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But yeah, I'm up to about 10 retainers at the moment. So
I'm probably the most fun of all of them, though.
I mean, I get to do fun ride along podcasts, so I don't disagree.
That's awesome. Is there have you had a proudest moment so far? Like the other side of it, where you're like, I did that, and you're like, puff your chest a little bit.
I don't know. I think honestly, when I signed K2 Holding, which is the mill at Crown Garden, the owners of that, I think that moment I was like, wow, like I made it. Yeah. Because that's one of the bigger companies in Dalton. So I was like, the fact that they trust me to be able to do their stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of those moments where I was like, wow, I'm a business girly.
Boss lady.
Boss lady, like they trust me that much because that is a big company with a bunch of smaller businesses within it that rely on my marketing. So, yeah, I think that was one of those moments I was like, yeah, I made it.
That's awesome.
Like, this is awesome.
Well, I got to tell you, you've made me look so much better than I could have made myself look.
Thanks.
I love like the color pattern and the designs you've gone with for my stuff, and I didn't even like, you just did it, and I was like, I love it. It's perfect.
I tried to like curate the branding for the company, so like yours is more like manly boy dumpsters, like so I was like, okay, like let's go with like, I love the whole ripped paper look.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved that. So yeah, everybody's different. I don't have another company that I get to have it look more like a manly type thing. Most of the time it's just like flowers and cute fonts and like stuff like that. So I got to be creative with it, which I love.
I'm glad you get the little diversification to your stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious, what's your process? So when you go, you met with me or whoever, and they're just like, I don't know what to do, help me. Like, what do you have a process or a checklist, or like, all right, I know we need to do this, 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 and this. And if you do these things, you know, I know you'll get this kind of result or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So typically, if I have somebody reach out on social media, I'll send them over to my website where you can put in a form that kind of, you put in like who you are, what your company is, and that's where we get started. And then once I get that form, I'll go to the business and look at it. So like, I'll go look at their website. And I'll kind of pick apart where, like, if there's something that I notice immediately, like, hey, this could be better, then I can suggest it in our first time consultation.
Okay.
But yeah, typically they'll put in a form. I'll take a look at things, learn a little bit about the company so I'm knowledgeable before I go into the consultation. And then I'll set up a 30-minute consultation.
Okay.
And just kind of let them talk about what they think that they need.
Sure.
They're like, which our consultation, you were like, I just need help. Like, what are we doing? So I just kind of listen to the person and what they're feeling. I like to get a background on the company, which is what I did. I was like, where are you from? Who are you? What
absolutely.
are you about? Just to kind of get that like personal moment of learning about who someone is and why they do what they do.
Right.
And then from there, I'll make suggestions if there was something like right off the bat that I noticed. Like I'm on your website and your call to action button's not working, your email's not working, something like that.
Got it.
But most of the time I just let people tell me, hey, we need website help or we need ads help. Because most of the time people know, like, hey, this is what I'm reaching out for. But if they don't, then we just kind of dissect things together and go from there. And then usually after a first time consultation meeting, we'll have another meeting where I kind of give a proposal. Our meeting was a little bit different because by the end of it, you were like, okay, I'm going to go talk to this person. Then an hour later, you emailed me back. You're like, okay, we're doing it.
Well, I told you, I'd been in the middle of interviewing different companies, and I'm very much go with my gut, like my gut instinct.
You did say that.
Yeah, as soon as I met with you, like I was like, all right, I think this is the right person.
Oh, awesome.
And so I pretty much knew the answer at the end of that meeting with you, but I didn't want to show my cards.
Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. That's business.
I still had one more meeting, and I didn't want to something change. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Yay, that makes me happy. Yay. Yeah. But yeah, so after that, I'll typically have another meeting. We'll do a proposal. Hey, this is like the pricing of things, and this is what I suggest. I'll give a couple different options, and then our suggestion proposal, and then we just kind of go from there. And then we kind of set up a timeline, like, hey, this is what you need. This is what I'm gonna do. Here are your deliverables.
Okay.
So that's kind of the process, and then I tell everybody, wait a month. Yeah. That was the biggest thing with you, Lee. You were not wanting to wait.
I'm not. And I have no excuse for it. I'm not patient. My wife will tell you I'm not patient. I'm just not. And it comes from, I think I used to be more patient, but when I worked for Aldi 12 and a half years, it's a German company.
Yeah.
And all they care about is efficiency.
Yep.
There is no patience for anything. And I think I got to, like, that kind of part of my personality a little bit. I'm trying to get better about it. Every time you tell me to calm down, I'm like, you're right. I'm sorry, I'll calm down.
Just take a minute. No, I always tell people, like, at least give it 3 weeks. Because after 3 weeks, you can kind of tell if things are changing, if, like, you're getting more impressions, stuff like that. So after that, like, 3-week to a month mark, I'm like, okay, let's revisit. Then we'll do an analytical report and then see how we can proceed.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the whole process. If there's, at the end of the month, if there's something that we could have done better, we'll discuss it and then move on from there. So
that's awesome. So I know one of the things that you helped me out with was the SEO optimization of my website.
Yes.
So for those watching that may not know what SEO optimization is, could you explain it a little bit, and then also like what you did for my website to help it?
Yeah. So your search engine optimization, super, super important. If you don't know what that is, you definitely should. So pretty much it's when you go into the back end of a website, it's putting in keywords that make your business discoverable and that register through Google. So for Lee, for instance, roll off dumpster company, something that we had to tackle was the fact that most companies in Dalton have that in their name. Where Lee is obviously red clay waste. So you don't have those like keywords that register with Google automatically because it's not in the name of your company. So we had to go into the back end of the website and put in a bunch of keywords that would register to Google what his company was.
Nice.
That was a process, especially with the website that you use is a little bit different than other companies that I've worked with. So it was a lot of trial and error, figuring out positive keywords, negative keywords, and what was going to register with Google to get his business where it needed to be, because you always want to be on the top of the rankings. A lot of things go into that, Google reviews, and then the keywords, obviously. And Lee actually is, I haven't gone over his analytical report for the month yet, but he is now number 4.
Do it right now? Let's do it now.
You're number 4 now. We don't have to, we don't have to scroll anymore. I think last month it was like 2 scrolls and he was down there, but now he's number 4.
Okay, is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
So
it's in your analytical report. I haven't got to show it to you yet.
Yeah, so okay, that's awesome, because anytime I Google it myself, because of the cookies and stuff, it automatically comes up. So I can't ever like get like a real Google search from like a fresh computer, I guess.
Yeah. So what I typically do to be able to avoid that is I'll put my browser in private mode, incognito mode, and then it doesn't track anything that you've seen before, and then you Google it, and then you can actually tell like where you're at, if that makes sense.
Now I'm going to try that.
Yeah, so now if anyone Googles roll-off dumpsters, Dalton, Georgia, or near me, red clay waste is coming up as number 4.
There we go.
It is really exciting. Actually, back to your question earlier, the most like rewarding thing is getting to see other people like accomplish what they were wanting to accomplish.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that actually as my biggest win.
Okay.
That's part of the reason I love doing what I do, is because I get to see other people achieve things.
Right.
I think that's the most satisfying part, actually, because getting to tell you that is so exciting, because that's something we've been working towards. But yeah, being able to get him so high up on the rankings is because of his SEO. To go back to the original point, is putting in those keywords, and it's just constantly maintaining that, going in, pulling out things that aren't working, and trying to implement new things, and just figuring out what works best for each company. So, but it's super important. You always want to be at the top of Google searches, because especially in this day and age, especially with people my age, we're looking at something for 7 seconds max. 7 seconds. So if I open something up and
you say I'm impatient.
No, listen, my generation is awful about that. Like, we're just scrolling constantly. I think TikTok has led to that, a lot of that. But when I open something, if you're not in the first couple, I'm not even scrolling. I'm not looking. Just what comes up.
I just think people's attention spans overall have gotten so much shorter.
Yep.
I just even know for me, like I used to be able to sit down and watch an entire movie, beginning to end, never get up, fully focused in. Now, like I have to be very intentional about it.
Yep.
Like leave my phone in a different room.
Yep.
To be able to lock in like that, because it's so easy just to pick it up and scroll. But
Yep.
anyway, that's another thing.
No,
I know social media, it's important, but
it is important.
you can't let it dictate your life.
Yeah, it's true. I'm really bad about that. Like, especially because I work from my phone a lot of the time.
Same.
I find myself at the end of the night where I'm supposed to be having me time and I'm off work, I'll start like scrolling through, looking at my clients' Instagram, trying to like stuff and get interactions up. So I have to be very intentional about, hey, these are the set hours.
Right.
It's okay to work outside of that sometimes, but don't constantly be looking.
Yeah. You have to set up boundaries. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. But
so
yeah.
You mentioned Instagram. I was gonna. So I know on my Instagram now, like there's those buttons that says like services, clients, or like
Your Instagram story highlights.
So when I click on that, what's it supposed to do?
So what's it supposed to do? So like I said, hey, there's
signs for less.
Yeah. So pretty much those are a part of the whole being able to keep the concentration and like what you want to highlight on your Instagram, because people are going to scroll through everything and figure out who you are.
Right.
So like if we ever post anything on your story about a service, so like a specific dumpster or something like that, you want to be able to find it in your story highlights. Like if it was like pricing or something like that, you can easily click through it without having to go through someone's Instagram, if that makes sense. You didn't have story highlights before. I made all those.
Got it.
So it's just easier to get the information.
I haven't played with it.
Yeah.
I just, whenever I open it, I see them. I'm like, it looks cool, but I haven't like played with it.
Yeah, I put those on there. That way people can just like easily click and figure out different things.
Okay. Awesome.
And they're more aesthetically pleasing. It makes Instagram look better.
It does. It looks so professional.
There is a purpose for them. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So what's next for Massey Marketing? Like, you got some plans on something you're working towards, or just trying to grow clients?
Yeah.
Like, what's your end goal?
So right now, just networking, meeting new people, getting more clients. I'm about, like I said, I have about 10 retainers at the moment. So right now I'm managing it really well, but I think eventually the more clients that I get, I will want to hire people.
Yeah.
So, I have a lot of friends actually who are either getting marketing degrees or going to school for something similar, that really like social media. My pastor's daughter's one of them. I keep telling Emma, I'm like, hey, like once you graduate, like because she does a couple of different businesses in town just in her free time.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll hire you. Like if you want to go to school for it, go get your degree. I'll hire you. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, just growing clientele and then eventually hiring employees.
Okay.
I don't know when that will happen, but hopefully within the next year or so, God willing.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the next steps.
That's awesome. Well, I gotta say, you've been nothing but a pleasure to work with.
Thanks.
So, I'm excited. I highly recommend anyone that's trying to start a business, or you've got a business that's been operating for a while and you're not getting a lot of traction. Definitely want to give Kynlie a call, for sure.
You've been a pleasure to work with too. Thank you very much. There's some people you meet and it's like you have to like pull conversation out of them or like constantly like try. You have been a breath of fresh air, Lee. You really have. If anyone needs any commercial, residential dumpsters, anything, he's your guy.
Well, thank you very much.
Very easy to talk to and deal with and do business with. So,
well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I always like to end my Trash Talk episodes with a piece of advice or words of wisdom or something you wish you would have known, like before you stepped into, starting your own business. Mm-hmm. What would that be? What would you want to share with the world?
I guess I would just say, like, don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah.
I, for months and months, wanted to start my own business, and every time I would talk to my friends, they're like, you're more than able, like, you can definitely do it, like, just do it. And I constantly was like, I don't know, like, maybe. I would just say don't be nervous, because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
Yeah, for sure.
Just do it. Nike, I'm still their slogan. This is going to get copyrighted for me saying that. But
I'll find it when I upload it to YouTube. It'll let me know if there's any copyright issues.
That was it. I just ruined the whole podcast.
Don't worry, I can edit it out.
But no, it would be just to just to take the risk, because again, I love what I do. I love working with local companies and watching other people get to succeed as well. So yeah, very rewarding on all accounts. And that would be my advice: is take the risk, because
awesome,
worth the reward.
I could completely agree. So.
Yep.
All right, well, Kynlie, thank you for taking a ride in Red Clay 1.
Red Clay 1.
And hey, that's a great name for a truck.
I
Air
love
Force
it.
1, Red Clay 1,
Listen,
it just makes sense.
It just makes sense. Just like Trash Talk with Lee. It just
makes sense.
It makes sense.
It just makes sense. Some things just make sense.
It does.
So, all right, everyone. Until next time, Red Clay out.